everyone, and welcome back to the Hazardous Artist Series, episode 20. Strange things with strange friends. That's a compliment, not an insult. I say we because I have a guest today. Her name is Tori. Say hi, Tori.
It's me. Hi.
And because I kind of jumped the gun there, we are going to talk about art because she's also an artist. You guys know her from Panel Protagonist. She is a host. Or, if you don't watch Panel Protagonist, she is also the social media manager for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So all the posts that you see with her name underneath this is her. So, yeah, we're going to talk about art today. So, I got into it in middle school, but it's been off and on for me. So, what were your inspirations, and when did you start?
I mean, we're talking, like, in general, or are we talking seriously?
Like either?
Seriously started art middle school.
Oh, okay.
I've been drawing when I was a little kid. But seriously started art middle school. I like anime and stuff, and that's what inspired me. I used to read a lot of manga back in middle school and a little bit of high school, but I read a lot more in middle school.
Same. I read a lot more manga in middle school, too.
Yeah, I don't know why. My brain was just like, nope, no more reading, even though you're smart. But yeah, no, I love anime a lot, and I got into that, and like, also like Sonic. I got into Sonic in middle school as well, and I had my own like little Sonic Goosey, like. But I love anime and stuff, so like my inspiration is like that. But I've been trying to make my own art style since forever.
And would you agree that finding your own style is like the best part about your artwork? Because I feel it is.
It's also the hardest. The hardest. And when someone compares my art to anime, it kind of makes me want to cry a little bit, just because I'm like, I get it, but at the same time, I'm trying to. It's my style, so like, thank you for invalidating.
Yeah.
Invalidating it a little bit.
I mean, even though we derive inspiration from anime,
it's not anime,
I think,
though.
like, if you have your own style already established, it's a mixture of a bunch of different techniques
things that you're inspired by. Yeah.
So I can totally feel for you there, Tori, when people compare my artwork to other things, and I'm like, no, bro, this is my own artwork. And I understand,
exactly.
Like, I understand, too, because that's, a lot of people who aren't, like, super into artwork won't...
Normies.
Yeah, they won't distinguish those differences. But, so, it's always, for me, whenever I get compared to that, I just take it with a grain of salt and go, yeah, it's my inspiration,
That's what I say, too, yeah. But it's more annoying, like, because my mom... I don't think she, like, it was a while ago, and I still think about this all the time because I'm very self-conscious. My mom, like, said, like, she prefers, like, my more, like, anime style than my actual style. She's like, basically, like, I don't really like the way you draw, like, in my normal style kind of thing. And I'm like, it's not for you. It's not for you to like, I'm not trying to appease your demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like 40-something-year-old woman. Like, that's not who I'm trying to attract, but okay.
But, even when you have a target audience, because I noticed this, too, with when I put up my stories, is that my target audience is people between the ages of 18 and 33, which is generally, the majority is millennials. But occasionally I get people outside of that target audience, either younger or older than my target.
Of course.
Yeah. It's nice, you're like, oh, hey, but at the same
time, what's up?
Hey.
Yeah, I like people that recognize my, like, talent and stuff that are, like, around my age, but then when I get kids that are younger, I'm just like, and they kind of, sometimes they don't, like, I had one time this one kid was like, oh, can you draw Denki, which is from My Hero, from the anime,
yeah.
And then they were like, oh, am I gonna have to pay you? I'm like, 1, that's not how you should say that. 2, I'll draw it for you to be nice, but next time, don't say it like that.
Because they're like a little, An artist, is that where do you draw the line between being nice and trying to run a small business with it? And with me,
Mhm.
I'm always like, I feel bad too because I'm like, this is my only source of income right now. So whenever
Mhm.
anybody's like, can you draw me this? I'm like, sure, for a price.
Everything. I'll do anything for you for a price.
Yeah, right?
Um, but yeah,
Except
no,
for the
like
contest. The
they were
contest I won't
young, so
accept
I
it.
was like, yeah, I was just like, all right, they're a young kid. They don't really. I don't think they're that self aware. You're more self aware when you're an adult. Like if it was an adult that said this to me, I'd be like, excuse you, like you know better. Come on now.
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah,
like, you're not like 12 years old or 13 years old. Like you know better. Like stop this. But it
yeah,
was someone around that age, so I was just like, okay, I'll just be nice and draw it for them. That was a while ago, but
yeah,
yeah, and they were grateful, obviously, in the end. But it's just like you got to be better than that. You got to be better than that, even though you're young. Like you got to be better than that.
yeah, exactly. But that, and I think like at 12 they're starting to get it, but it depends on how they were raised, what their environment was like, who their peers are.
Yeah, and
Like I've
they're and
heard
you know,
some
especially,
horror stories from people, from adults, like Karens going after them,
oh
and I'm just,
god,
no, I'm good. I'm glad that so far,
yeah.
even with the strangers I've met and interacted with on the internet for my artwork
Mhm.
and for pricing, they've been
Mhm.
pretty nice about it, and I have never gotten a bad review or anything like that. Knock on wood.
Yep.
But it's one of
Yeah.
those scary things as an artist because you don't want to have to deal with that. And one of the groups I'm in,
Mhm.
occasionally, like once or twice a week, I'll see a post about, oh, so and so wrote me a bad review, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you poor thing. Like, what do you say?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you do? Yeah, I don't know. I'm very like that's the one thing. I mean, that's not the only thing, but that's one of the things I have like really a confidence in is my art ability. And so if someone like challenges that, especially when they're not even an artist, I'm like, shut up. Like, shut up. I'm sorry, but like, you don't know the grind, right?
Yeah.
Like, one day, my friend, wow, word vomit. One day, my friend said, Fred, oh my god, friend said something, and it just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. Like, he didn't mean it in a negative way, but the way he worded it kind of made it sound bad. He was just like, oh, I don't like one of my friends. She's super talented, and I mean, you're super. It's not you, but you are very talented.
I honestly,
One
I
of
don't take offense when people compare me to other people and go, well, so and so is
oh,
better than you, and I'm
I
like,
wasn't.
okay,
Oh no, I would never. No, but I'm just saying, like, this is a different friend.
yeah,
One of my friends, they do art. They're really super talented, and they do it all the time, and they draw a lot. And my other friend was just like, "Oh, they must never get burnout because they're so passionate about what they do." And da da da. I said, "Excuse me." I said, "So you're equating burnout to being passionate? So you're saying the people that have burnout aren't passionate enough?" I'm like, that's not true because I'm passionate about my art, but I just have times where I won't draw for like, weeks.
yeah,
And that's just because of, things that are going on in my life or just I need to be motivated to draw because if I try to draw when I'm not motivated, it doesn't come out right.
yeah,
Or I really
exactly.
struggle.
And I
And he's like,
actually,
I'm sorry. Good.
sorry, but
And he's like, God damn it.
we are not on sync. No, no, you finish off your story and I'll start mine.
And you're good. And just he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that." I'm like, "Well, that's how I took it because I have everyone." And I compared. I mean, obviously, different kind of art, but Jacksepticeye, he's a YouTuber, and he's taken breaks before, and it's not because he's not passionate about YouTube. He just got burnt out. Everyone gets burnt out, no matter what kind of like media they do. What if they do like music or like art, like drawing or like making YouTube videos,
No one can see
anything,
it, but I'm
anyone.
nodding.
Yeah, no one, no one is, no one is immune from burnout, no matter how passionate they are about their art form of art.
Yeah,
But go ahead,
exactly.
Mel.
I was gonna.
I'm
Oh
done.
gosh, what was I gonna say now?
Oh no, I can't help you. I don't know what you were gonna say. Oh no.
Oh, okay, I remembered. So
Okay.
even with passion and everything, I actually read a webcomic that I don't know if the artist of the webcomic, herself or himself or themselves know that what they did in their comic was actually really wise. And I don't know if they've ever gotten that advice from before and just put it into
Mhm.
their webcomic, or if it
Mhm.
was just like something they strongly feel. But in the comic,
Mhm.
it's about
Could be
this
both.
young woman in school who is she goes through passion through passion through passion, which is what I used to do. I get
Mhm.
excited about one thing and then get bored of it a week later, and then start on another thing and then get bored of it a week later.
That's a
Yeah,
that's
and
a mood. Ooh.
yeah, right. And so she wanted to be in band, but like after a week she
Mhm.
started to feel down, and her teacher came up to her and she said, you know, we always go through the honeymoon phase when we have a passion, and then that honeymoon phase
Mhm.
has to end. But what
Mhm.
separates us from those who continue on with a different passion is that you have to keep doing it even when you don't want
Mhm.
to do it, because eventually
Mhm.
that honeymoon phase will come back. And it's just a cycle that remains like that when you stick with your passion. So, yes,
Yeah.
burnouts and ending the honeymoon phase is always going to happen no matter which passion you are. I don't care how much you love your job. You're going to feel burned out from your job sometimes, and that's okay. You have to blast through it and keep going, because eventually that honeymoon phase will come back and you'll love your job and
Mhm.
your passion again.
Mm. Well, it's also I just did the thing where I made my lips vibrate. Also, it's also good to take breaks too.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
definitely. Just take a step back, take like a
but
week
don't
off or
just
whatever.
completely, don't just completely give up on your passion.
Yeah.
And like my friend said another thing. He was just like, I wish I could just distill like 6 years of like art talent into one pill and take it. I said, we all wish that. Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
wish
all
that,
of
but that's
us.
not how it works. You have to work for it. It's like if you want it, like because he uses the same application that I use for it, and like if you want it, you have to get it. You have to
Yeah.
work for it. I'm sorry that it's not like that. Like we're not that advanced yet. We can just do that. Like you have to work for your art, and if you don't want to work for it, then you're not gonna get any better.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not to discourage people. Oh
Oh
gosh.
no, no, not at all.
But
I'm just saying
it's
that.
meant to ground them to reality, because I used to be like that. I'm like, I want to be just like this person who's absolutely talented, but I want it right now. And that's just
Yep.
not how it works.
No, and I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just saying that if you want it, you have to work for it, and if
Yeah,
you're not willing to
exactly.
put in the time, you're not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just how it is. Because I mean, not to call like any of my friends out, I love them a lot, but there's a few friends that I have, not you at all. I just want to say this. This is
I
not
like
talking about Mel at all.
I like the
There's a
clarifications you give me. I'm like, oh, like, thank you.
because I don't want you to feel like I'm talking about you.
No,
I'm
no,
not.
no.
I have a few friends that they're artists, but they just kind of they went from like constantly getting better to just a dead state. Like they just plateaued and they never got any better. They just stayed the same. And I have one friend that they haven't gotten better since like high school. Like or middle school, like end of middle school, beginning of high school. They just haven't got any better since then.
It sounds like they're not they don't want to experiment and try new things, is what it sounds like. I don't know if that's actually
Yeah.
true,
I
but
don't
that's
know.
what it
I don't
sounds
talk to
like.
them that much, but from what I've seen, they haven't really improved at all since the last time that we actually like were in school together, like which was years and years ago because it was like freshman year of high school. Like they just haven't gotten any better since then, and it kind of makes me sad because they have talent, you
Yeah.
know. And they just need to work on it, but I don't think maybe they just got tired of it because there's some people that just get tired of it. I've been doing art, you've been doing art for way longer than me, but you're also older than me. But I've been doing art since middle school, and it took me years and years, and then I went from traditional and then to digital, and I've been doing digital art for 7 years now.
You did digital art far longer than I have.
Yeah, I've been doing it since like for like 7 years now, and I just recently got a laptop and like stuffed in like an actual legit. Well, not that other ones weren't legit, but like an actual legit, um, like drawing application and
Hmm.
stuff.
And I
So and
mean,
a
like
bigger
those
surface
people
to
who
work on.
plateau, maybe that's just where they want to be. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they don't want to improve to be like super realistic or cartoonish. Maybe they
Well,
like this particular
that's not what I'm
spot.
saying though, because I have my style and but you have to. I think it's better at getting better at certain techniques and stuff like that. Not about like getting to do realism or something. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying like go from cartoon to realism. I'm just saying that they haven't like improved in the aspect in like their specific style, like getting better at anatomy and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about your friends to actually like say anything
Yeah.
because maybe they just like it's a hobby and they don't really are looking to improve.
That's what I think it is, but I don't talk to them that much. But it's just sad to see, like when I see stuff like that, I'm just like,
When you
you
see
have
good
so much
talent, just
potential.
yeah,
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 you have potential to to make great art. Like they make great art, but they have potential to do so much more than they're doing right now.
yeah,
Yep. And so that's how it is sometimes. And I just kind of just let it go because clearly that they're not that interested. But my other friend, I'm trying to motivate them. Or just like Allie, like she got discouraged,
yeah,
because that one person was mean to her, and I said, don't listen to that person. They're stupid.
yeah.
Like,
And that's
do
the
your
thing with
own.
artists too is that there's always gonna be mean people. There's always gonna be someone
Yeah.
who goes, "Your
Even
artwork is
if
trash," but there's gonna
you
be
know
like 15 people
Sakimi-chan, like
behind them going, "We like this art," you know?
Sakimi-chan, like they're a super popular artist, and they have people that are haters, and they do amazing art, and they make so much money from their art. Like I'm jealous of them, but like good for them, you know.
Yeah.
But like there's still people that hate on them, and they do amazing stuff, and it's just like no matter who you are, you'll still get haters. Just like people will hate on anything, like even if it's not even like a drawing or if it's like a movie or something. Like, someone spent so many hours and time making this movie, so many hundreds of people spent time making a movie, and this people will still hate it. So they're always going to be haters, and no matter what you're doing in your
Yep.
life, there's going to be someone that's going to be a hater. That's just how it is, unfortunately.
Yep. And unfortunately, we are coming to a close on our video. But Tori, do you have any advice for anybody who's starting out in artwork?
I I used to watch a lot of like YouTube videos about certain stuff, or just if you have other art friends too, reach out to them and ask them for tips. It's always good to don't close yourself off from certain things. You can branch yourself out, because I do traditional art, I do digital art, I do like I haven't done ceramics in a while, but I used to do ceramics. I do like I've done watercolor before. Like you can spread yourself out. You don't have to just do one thing. You don't have to do just digital art. You can do other mediums of art, like like watercolors or like acrylics or whatever. You don't have to just do one specific medium of art. You can branch out, which is that's what I do, and I think, in my opinion, for me at least, it's made me a better artist, branching out.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Tori. And this ends our video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed our talk about art and how Tori and I got into it and what we felt about certain aspects of our career as it came up to now. We hope that Tori comes back maybe later in a different Hazardous Artist series episode. And we all, I keep saying we, I will see you guys in the following week. And I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. If you didn't celebrate for whatever reason, that which we will not go through, then I hope it was a fantastic day regardless and no Karens stopped you for being Karens. And yeah. But until then, you guys,